In the ancient city of Thebes, a young girl named Hatshepsut was born to Pharaoh Thutmose III. As the daughter of a powerful ruler, she was destined for greatness. After the death of her father, she became queen by marrying her half-brother Thutmose II. Yet destiny had a greater role for her. When Thutmose II died young, his son Thutmose III was too small to rule. Hatshepsut, acting as regent, assumed control of Egypt. Over time, her wisdom and leadership grew undeniable. With bold determination, she took the unprecedented step of declaring herself Pharaoh. Dressed in the royal headdress and false beard of kings, Hatshepsut stood as Egypt's ruler, equal to any man who had sat on the throne before her. The grand temples of Thebes echoed with chants and the sound of ceremonial drums as Hatshepsut's coronation began. Nobles, priests, and soldiers gathered, their faces reflecting awe and anticipation. Wearing robes adorned with gold and jewels, Hatshepsut ascended the throne. High priests proclaimed her as the chosen one of Amun-Ra, Egypt's supreme deity. The gods had blessed her rule, and the divine right to govern was hers. In a remarkable act of symbolism, Hatshepsut donned the Nemes headdress and the ceremonial false beard, visual proof that she was not just a queen but a pharaoh, a ruler with divine authority to lead Egypt to glory. Rising majestically from the cliffs of Deir el-Bahari was Hatshepsut's crowning architectural achievement, her mortuary temple. Built in perfect harmony with the surrounding desert and mountains, the temple featured 3 vast terraces connected by ramps and surrounded by towering columns. Carvings on the walls depicted scenes of her reign, her divine birth, her coronation, and her accomplishments as pharaoh. Statues of Hatshepsut stood proudly, immortalizing her in stone. The temple was not just a place of worship, but a symbol of her power, ambition, and the grandeur of her reign. It remains one of the most stunning monuments of ancient Egyptian architecture. Determined to expand Egypt's wealth and influence, Hatshepsut launched a historic expedition to the land of Punt, a mysterious and prosperous region believed to be modern-day Somalia or Eritrea. A fleet of beautifully crafted ships sailed from the Nile, carrying skilled sailors and diplomats. Upon reaching Punt, they were greeted with exotic sights, incense trees, golden treasures, ivory, and strange animals such as giraffes and baboons. Trade flourished, and the expedition returned to Egypt with goods that symbolized Egypt's strength and prosperity. These events were recorded in stunning detail on the walls of Hatshepsut's mortuary temple, immortalizing her success as a masterful leader of trade and diplomacy. Hatshepsut's reign was marked by an unparalleled focus on monumental construction. Under her leadership, Egypt witnessed the building of temples, obelisks, and statues that reflected its divine and earthly power. Her most famous projects included raising 2 massive obelisks at the Karnak temple, carved from solid granite and gilded with gold. These obelisks, soaring high into the sky, were inscribed with praises to the god Amun-Ra and Hatshepsut herself. Workers toiled under the sun, pulling ropes and shaping stone, their efforts orchestrated by her vision. These projects left a lasting legacy, ensuring Hatshepsut's name would be etched into history through her architectural triumphs. Hatshepsut's reign was a golden age of art and craftsmanship. Sculptors and artisans produced exquisite works that blended realism with symbolism. Statues of Hatshepsut depicted her with a unique duality, sometimes as a woman, other times with masculine features like the ceremonial beard, emphasizing her role as pharaoh. Alabaster jars, golden ornaments, and intricate jewelry reflected the wealth of her court. Carved stelae and inscriptions told stories of her achievements. These treasures were not just art, they were tools to solidify her divine rule and ensure her place in history as Egypt's first great female pharaoh. Years after her death, a shadow fell over Hatshepsut's legacy. Thutmose III, her stepson and successor, ordered her name and images to be chiseled from temple walls and monuments. Statues were destroyed, and records of her reign were suppressed. It remains unclear whether this act was driven by personal rivalry, religious beliefs, or political necessity to restore the male pharaonic lineage. Despite these efforts, traces of Hatshepsut's greatness survived. Her mortuary temple, statues and inscriptions preserved her story, allowing her to reclaim her place as one of Egypt's most remarkable rulers. Hatshepsut's reign remains a testament to her vision, intelligence and courage. Modern archaeologists and historians have rediscovered her contributions through her temples, monuments and the treasures of her reign. Her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari stands as a symbol of her architectural genius, while the records of her expedition to Punt highlight her role as a pioneer of trade and diplomacy. Today, Hatshepsut is celebrated as one of ancient Egypt's greatest pharaohs, a ruler who defied convention and led her kingdom into an era of peace, prosperity and splendor.